Now that we have a set of tables, we can build a relationship between them. Relationships are critical because they link your tables back together after you divide your data, and also because they have a big impact on how you design your queries and get answers from your data. Any relational database uses three types of relationships between its tables: one-to-many, many-to-many, and one-to-one. The relationship you use depends on your data, and here's what I mean by that. You have a one-to-many relationship when a single record in one table is related to one or more records in another table. And our sample database has this kind of relationship. One customer can have one or more phone numbers, and each phone number is only related to one customer. You have a many-to-many relationship when a single record in Table A can be related to one or more records in Table B, and a single record in B can also be related to one or more records in Table A. You typically see many-to-many relationships in order tracking databases, where an order can contain many products and a product can be part of multiple orders. You'll also see this type of relationship in student databases, where many students can occupy many classrooms. You have a one-to-one relationship when a single record in one table is related to just a single record in another table. For example, a single employee may drive one company car. But you don't see this very often because one-to-one relationships aren't that common. So now I want to select Database Tools, then Relationships. That starts the Relationships pane, and you'll use this tool quite a bit. This is where you build and manage most of your relationships, and this is a typical relationship, two tables with a line between them. If you don't see a line, the tables aren't related. What's more, this is a one-to-many relationship, and you can tell it is because the relationship line here has a 1 and an infinity symbol. And those symbols point to a couple concepts you need to understand. First, the table on the one side is a parent table, and the table on the many side is a child table. Second, you can think of most of your relationships as having sides. In this case, you have a table on the one side and a table on the many side. Sides are important because they have a big impact on how you design your queries, and we'll see how that works in the next course. For now, just keep the idea of sides in mind. So back to our relationship, and I'm going to select the relationship line, then Edit Relationships here on the ribbon. This dialog controls three settings that you need to understand in order to use relationships properly: referential integrity, cascading updates, and cascading deletes can have a big impact on your data, and here's what they do. First, referential integrity synchronizes the records in both tables. This is a critical part of keeping your data accurate, so you almost always want to set it. For example, with referential integrity enforced, I can't add a phone number unless I have a name in the customers table. That prevents me from creating what are called orphans, data with no parent records, because orphans can cause problems. For example, just imagine a sales figure with no order attached, and you can see why I'm harping about setting referential integrity. Cascading updates allows any changes on the parent side to cascade through to any related records on the child or many side. So if a customer changes his name, for example, you only have to enter that change in the customer's table, and any related records will change. Cascading deletes control whether you can delete data. If you don't select the option, you can't delete. But if you do, then when you delete a record, Access deletes everything related to that record. For example, delete a customer, and the phone numbers go too. That can be a good thing because it prevents orphans, numbers with no customer. But remember, your business rules may prevent you from deleting data, so keep them in mind. They can be a key part of your database design. And finally, What we've covered here may seem like a lot to absorb, but for the rest of this course, we'll put it to use and create each type of relationship, so keep going.